All right, welcome back, everybody. This is Queen's Realm Podcast, and I know you see the title, and I know you see you see all the melanation. It's just different levels of melanation today, and I appreciate it. I'm here for it, and we all even color coordinated because look at God, just all different kinds of fine and melanation, and I'm here for it. But you've seen him before. Wait, because it's opposite, so ain't nothing over here on my side. But you see, Mr. Rico Suave himself, hmm, the birthday boy, even though this going to be well after your birthday when this comes out. And then again, say the other queen, the fellow queen, the bestie, my best friend. Yes, not yours, my best friend. And today's topic is I don't need you. We're going to talk about the hyper independence of women and men. But first, we're going to do something a little different. We got a little icebreaker question. Ah, the question is, would you rather see your parents having sex or have your parents watch you have sex?
I'd rather look at my parent.
um, Gloria?
That's wild either way it go. Like, I guess
I don't know.
I'd rather catch them because I can walk back out.
No, you have to watch them. It ain't no walk out.
You say no.
No, it said watch, not catch.
You say how long I watch you though?
Because my parents see me, well, they be like, "Who the fuck raised that nigga?"
It'd be so disappointed. My daddy would be so disappointed in me.
And that's where I'm at. So yeah, I'd rather see them.
Like, what is you doing? What? Yeah, that's the easy one for me. Definitely watch them. Because I could be under the influence and not really paying attention or something, but I don't want. I just picture my daddy just be like, did I not hug her enough?
Yo, you stupid. You stupid for real.
I'm just thinking, I would have to get baptized all over again. He'd be like, let me hold you. Hold her a little bit longer. Because I probably would have to get an exorcist. Anyway, this episode came from two posts that I seen on the Instagrams. And I sent it to my friends here. We discussed. And it is from Run His Pockets, sis. All one word on Instagram. And the post said, am I the only one who has noticed that women who date bums always preach hyper independence to convince themselves that dating a bum is okay? Because they don't need him financially. His lack of willingness to be helpful is not bothering her. That's a lot. Gloria? Because I feel like...
Go and said, you feel like I dated bums. Uh-huh.
I've dated bums. I've sponsored a few niggas.
Okay.
That's why I don't want to go first.
Gladly.
I've been this sad bitch that she talking about. Ben, not if. Ben.
Did you say crying?
Crying.
I was crying too when I woke up and realized that I was the fool.
Bitch, I was crying too when that credit score changed. I said, wait a minute.
I ain't never went that far, but I understand.
This ain't how love's supposed to be. It ain't supposed to touch your credit score.
That's a whole nother level right there. So I'm gonna be honest. I don't think I looked at it like that. I didn't look at it like I don't need him, so I date him because I don't need him. I didn't look at it that way. I liked him, and him not having finances was okay because I liked him. You know what I mean? So I wasn't looking like, okay, I got to take care of him. Look at me taking care of my man. Like, that wasn't it. But there was a time when he said, and I say he because it's probably multiple, no one's ever been there for me. No one's ever done this for me. And I want to be the one to do it. Okay, yeah, so finesse, no doubt. So, and then when I hear it again from somebody different, you be like, oh my. Is this in a handbook? Is it this regulation? Everybody knows this standard saying, like this verbatim. I've never had someone do for me. Dang, this is a repeat. But no, I never
ain't nobody ever loved you. Like
literally, like how you get this far with not my business, right?
Right.
But there is something about being independent that I think caused me to date those kind of guys. But I didn't look at it like that. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't make it not true. I just didn't put 2 and 2 together.
Elgin,
Mm.
I'm gonna have to take a shot again before mine, because
I mean, I think that those type of men slightly target those type of women, because they feel that what they have to offer goes unnoticed. And I think that as a society, we should desire for people to be at a certain level to consider like seriously dating them. I think a lot of times we don't always self-evaluate and be like, you're not even nowhere near my
really
league.
quite.
So I think that, everybody should have their own set of standards, their own set of, whatever. But I do feel like that a lot of women that are very much independent and overly financially stable, at times they will tend to get a man that is in more need of being upgraded than a man that is their caliber or at their can meet them at their stature. I don't know why that is, but maybe sometimes the women that are that way are not as attractive to the men that are on their level as far as finance and just well off in life. I think sometimes some women, when they get to a certain level in life, their demeanor or their attitude per se may make them less attractive to men that are at that same level as them. But I just think you have to get to know people. What people present off sometimes is not who they really are. So it could just be the representative.
Come on, representative. We talked about the representative many times on here. So in regards to the post, I think a lot of women, because we talked about this on damn well, go ahead and watch it on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Is this that person who the homosexual always finds the hyper independent person? And it's usually the man who finds a hyper independent woman because she already got her shit together and she just wants you. And because she like you, she don't want to emasculate you or make you feel like you're not a man. So she'll say shit like, oh, I don't need him. I want him. My baby don't got to have this because I got that all together. But that's cute to you? For instance, I consider myself an independent woman. However, I am an independent woman because I have to be. It's a whole bunch of shit I don't want to do by myself. If anybody want to come get one of these bills, come pick one of these motherfuckers up. If you just take one bill, the smallest bill, send the phone, something. But I don't need another person to do it because I do it. But because I do it, whatever I do for me, you should be able to do for me but I'm not expecting it because I already do it. That makes sense. Because I had a conversation with a coworker. You're gonna say, well, you're alone. You're alone all the time. You don't have nobody. I'm not alone. I live alone, but I'm not lonely. Like I was telling Elgin earlier, I'm the middle child of 5. It's always somebody around this motherfucker. I have nieces and nephews and friends and shit. I got the Lord, so I'm not alone. But to be with somebody, I'm not about to not be me to be with a person. Tried that, don't work, got divorced. See, don't work. So there's that end. I think a lot of times men will see a woman meeting a man at the same level of independency, right? A lot of times that man will see her hyper independence as masculine. And he don't want nobody competing with his masculinity in his own house. So in the fear of being emasculated, it didn't even have to happen, but in the fear of being emasculated, he's like, I don't like her. Let me find somebody who need me. And for both sexes, if I find somebody who need me, then it's less likely that they will go anywhere. Because what they going to do without me? Where was you at before you got here? So you need me. No, y'all need Jesus. You don't need me. I need a man in my life for what I want to accomplish in my life, and because I want one eventually. Not because I want that motherfucker to take care of me and pay all my bills, because I'm never going to stop nobody from paying a bill. I do want to reiterate that. I'm never going to stop anyone. If you want to do it,
that's
you
clear.
Can. You know, you want the account number to consumers because they irritating as hell. Because ain't no way my electricity bill that high, and I'm the only one who live here, and I'm never in the house. So how the lights don't even be on in the daytime? Okay. Never mind, tangent. So the first question of today is, I'm gonna go with Gloria first. Why do you think women have become so independent?
Well, 407 years ago.
In the before time, in the long ago.
BC.
That's BC.
I mean, BC. Before Christmas.
Cut it out.
Sorry. Honestly, I feel like it's been designed that way. Right? I mean, can we talk about family planning? Like after slavery, the idea that women take care of the household. We even talk about the constraint of child support or the programs for moms. If you got a man in the house, you can't get those things. Some things, right? So you have to be that. Or when the men who they choose to leave, I'm not saying all men leave, right? But the men who choose to leave that woman stranded. She has to be strong. She has to be independent. She has no choice. Well, she does have a choice, but you know what I mean? The choice is to take care of her family or let them fall to the wayside. She's going to pick it up and run with it. She's going to do what she has to do. Yeah, some of them, of course, you know, nothing is a one size fits all. But when you got to do what you got to do, you can't wait for somebody else to do it for you. You got people depending on you. You know what I mean? That's just like having multiple siblings, but you're the one who picks it up. Like someone has to do it. So it's out of necessity for me. And I do believe some women choose to be independent, right? They want to be that. Some have to, like you said.
You don't have a choice.
Yeah.
Elgin.
I would agree with Glo. I think it does go back to the early 70s, 80s, when they had all these things coming out where the black male was really low key attacked, to be taken out of the home, to be given no place and no true direction of where he stood inside of a family, outside of recreating it. So I think it goes back to that, and women just having to do what they had to do, which those women having to do what they had to do, creating children, and other women growing up and seeing mama doing what she had to do. So I'm gonna do what I gotta do, and then birthing another generation. I'm gonna do what I gotta do because mama did what she had to do. And and just so on and so forth. And I think also too, I think there was a time where there were some years or maybe a decade to where, a lot of Black men just were absent fathers. They just weren't taking care of their kids,
Okay.
I think that, you can look at it differently now. I think we're kind of turning the page, and are doing a lot better as Black fathers. But I think there was a time back in the day where that just wasn't the norm. You weren't seeing that being done, and so it led a lot of women to have to, fend for their own when it came to, the kids and raising them, and financial responsibilities. And then, all these programs came out to where they were not having to worry about certain areas of taking care of the home. It may have been food, or it may have been, a place to live because you're on, government assistance and you only pay XYZ. So those two main things are being taken care of or being helped out by the government. So you don't really need to make it work with this man that you had a kid with, because you're still stable. Kids are still fine because you're getting this government assistance and you're just playing mommy and daddy. So I think, a combination of those things is really what has, given women that extra push to be not need a man or to just figure it out and be tough. So that would be mine.
I knew this was gonna be deep, but we real deep. Y'all even said 60s and 70s. I'm gonna take it further back to y'all know Mrs. Edwards Boys. You know what that's about? Let's take it all the way back to here when they was literally testing syphilis on Black men.
Oh yeah.
Like literally purposely giving them syphilis and sending them home.
Yeah.
Or we can talk about Henrietta Lacks, how they stole her insides, basically. Thank you. Y'all should thank Black women every day. Because anyway, I'm taking it all the way back to that. And for me, it's almost like, it's generational. Because a lot of people, you'll always hear people say, I want a marriage or something like that. Like my grandparents said, yeah, but your granddaddy had a whole nother family lived across the street.
True.
Some of these people tell these stories about how their grandparents got together, and I'm just traumatized. Like one of my favorite comedians was talking about how he was a grown man and his grandfather was a grown man and his grandmother was basically a teenager, and he bought her a Coke every day. And made her drop out of school in the 10th grade because he wanted to marry her and get her pregnant. So back then they stayed together because a lot of times marriage was going to be her career. That was going to be her life. That's how she was going to be taken care of. I can't leave this person because I don't know nothing. I don't do the bills. I don't do anything outside of take care of the home, which I don't have nothing against stay-at-home moms. But back then, that's what you had to do. And then you was an old maid if you wasn't married by 16. Like the craziness of it. And again, with the generational thing is, I've said this many times before, a lot of men don't realize now that you saying you can provide this or you can give this don't mean anything to an independent woman because I already provide for myself. I don't need you for that. I have to actually like you. And they haven't developed a personality or been able to develop a personality. And some women too, they grow up believing that all I need is to look good so I can get me a man to take care of me. And the men think all I need is to have some money to get the girl who look. And then you get mad when you get each other. Oh, you don't know how to do this. But that wasn't what you was looking for originally. You're upset because you had an idea. You wanted her because she looked good. You didn't check any other boxes. You didn't see if that girl knew how to balance a checkbook. You didn't see if she knew how to write a check. You didn't knew if so most women don't, but I'm one of them women who do. But most women don't give a fuck about them lights on the dashboard. It can look like Christmas. Get ready to change the oil and it come out like molasses. They don't know nothing about how to check none of that. Check your tire pressure. And then you get mad because you get with a man who don't know how to do that either. He spent his whole life trying to look like he got money and have money to get a bitch like you. So both of y'all don't know nothing.
But you look good.
But you look good. You look good not knowing shit. Not knowing how to do nothing. Because that type of man who wants to have money to get hoes, the type of woman he usually likes or falls for at first is the independent woman. She's not, I'm not going to put up with this lifestyle you have and the shit you want to do because you got money. Because, nigga, I got money too. What's next? I'm not going to just let you do whatever you want because you pay a bill or two. I can go back to paying them by myself. Like, what else you got? That's why I hate. I don't even like the word hate. Hate. Motherfucking hate. Shout out to Dave Chappelle. Hate when motherfuckers ask, well, what do you bring to the table? Bitch, you walked over to my table. I was already at a table. You can see what's over here. You were enticed by the motherfucking smell of the food. You was enticed to how I got this shit set up, how I got this table running. You saw something on my table that you like, so don't you dare ask me what I bring to it. Get the fuck away from it then. Move. Let a motherfucker sit over here who actually want to sit over here. Why are you worried about what I bring to the table? I'm already at a table. Next. What your table look like? You ain't even got a tablecloth. You got the wrong forks on the table. Your glasses got water spots. You in my business. Don't do that. Why are you even over here? But plus everything y'all said is just that. And then there's a lot more women who don't want to have kids and who don't want to get married. So they don't have a choice but to be independent because that's not the life they want. And I think people automatically assume a woman's goal in life is to get married, is to be somebody's mama. And it's not. I know a whole bunch of women who's like, yeah, I'm not on that kid shit. A lot of women who ain't never been married and some that are divorced like me, I ain't never getting married again. You like that type of woman, but that's not the woman. She ain't gonna do nothing for you. And then you're gonna get mad and be like, these bitches swear they don't need men. No, that wasn't the type of woman for you, baby. We were talking about earlier dating in your budget. And I don't mean like dating just in your financial budget, but in your emotional budget.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. In your intellectual budget. I know a lot of people who are married to and date people that are smarter than them, for instance. However, I cringe sometimes because I look at them and I'm like, you're so smart. Like I'm a nerd, so little shit like this will bother me. Don't judge me. When people spell awesome but leave out the E. When people get on the internet and say, am bored, the contraction for I'm is I am. So you cannot make I am a reverse contraction by saying am. Bitch, is it am? Because I've been thinking these people saying am this whole time.
Am bored.
They saying am and they think I'm. Everybody over here talking about my angle is in heaven. Obtuse or acute, bitch. You mean angle. Like little shit like that will get on my nerves. Because I'm gonna be like, and then I have smart friends, I got smart peoples, and I'm gonna bring you around. They're gonna be looking at me, looking at you, looking at me. Like, no, you know better. You know better. Anyway, next question is, I'm gonna let Eldon go first because it's directed at the men. Why do you think some men do not like independent women? Go ahead. You itching? You all right? I just had to get close. I want to make sure I hear it.
Bitch assness.
Okay. I just had to be sure.
That's all it is. I mean, you just feel like that, you know, if she's independent, she's uncontrollable, she's undateable, she's you know,
I'm gonna write down that
everything.
word he said, uncontrollable.
But me personally, I feel like that a woman that is independent still needs something. There's still some areas in her life that she's lacking. There's still areas in her life where you can add value and you can become very much a great asset to her life. A woman that doesn't need money probably needs time, attention, and love.
Wait, pause. Go back 10 seconds and repeated it. Repeat what you just said. Wait, let me turn the volume up. Then you got to hear it in the back.
Yeah, so a woman that doesn't need money probably needs time, attention, and love.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's what I thought he said.
A woman that, you know, is very much independent, there's somewhere in her life that is lacking. Most people are not perfect by any sense of the word, and most people don't have it all together. I'm trying to remember what I was watching on TV one time, and it was talking about, you know, women that, you know, are very much well off and, you know, financial world and things like that. And, you know, how do you fit into their life? And my first thing is, okay, well, you know, if you value a person, you remotely want to add value, you find out what that is. It could be, she could be, you know, her wardrobe could not be where it needs to be, you know, and I'm just throwing this out there, you know. So, you know, she's in these meetings and she's not dressing as professional as she can, you know, because she hasn't had the time to go shopping, or she doesn't understand, like, you know, I need to have some pantsuits, I need to have this, I need to have that. So as a man, you know, you have to evaluate her life and be able to add value in some way, whatever that may be. Just kind of using that as an example. But I think that, you know, sometimes too, when people are well off financially, sometimes they're not the most organized people. So, you know, you being able to bring structure and add value in those ways outside of just, you know, paying a bill when she doesn't need you to pay a bill. She might just need you to put gas in the car. She might just need you to, you know, put her books and purse in the car so she doesn't forget anything. Whatever that value that you bring as the man, you have to accept that role and run with it. So I just think that some men just don't understand that, you know, paying bills is not the only way to be a provider. You can be a provider to her spirit and her heart.
Wait a minute. Again. Wait, pause. Go back again. Go back like 13 seconds. Being a provider.
Yeah, that being a provider is not always just financially. You can be a provider to her spirit and her heart.
Okay. I thought that's what he said. That's it. Yeah. Preach. Gloria, go ahead. Because I got some notes.
Me too. And I feel like we talked about this a little bit, but when I wrote down, you're paying attention. The fact that you said you're trying to fit in those spaces to make it better, right? Like you're observing what's missing or maybe what's not complete and then making yourself useful. That goes back to that one episode about you don't like me or whatever. Like you don't like them. How you dating somebody and they don't know what you need though? Like, I'm sorry. That's really shit.
Tabernacle.
We're together 5 years and you don't know what I need right now. Whether I say it or don't say it, like you don't know. You don't know
that I always be running a little late, that you need to turn on the coffee maker for me. You can just turn it on and go back to sleep.
Listen, the fact that he said put yourself in a car for you because you might forget. Come on now.
Warm this car up. I think Clint Coley said it the other day. So y'all really
Yes.
out here warming your girl car up?
Yes.
Like what?
I mean, we'll take it like even to like the hospital. Like you got different nurses and things, right, to come and attend to you. Drawing blood. Now I don't know how y'all feel about drawing blood, whatever, but sometimes it's hard to come out, right? Certain veins, it's kind of hard to get blood.
Hard to find, yeah.
My cousin's a nurse and she put a little heating pad on it to get the blood flowing, and bada bing, bada boom, you're bleeding. Well, you gotta tell the nurses you pay attention. And so every time you come in there, you know this patient got cold hands, put a little warm on. Sorry, just pay attention. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, what I wrote down is something that I thought about. I've talked to some men about this exact same topic. Because I'm not a man, so I don't know how men feel. But I know what they say.
Should do they have feelings?
Listen, they do. And when I tell you, when they feel safe, they will be vulnerable with you and tell you the truth. So, and sometimes they'll tell you to hurt your feelings, but whatever.
Just say it, shit.
Right.
So you lied. I gotta hit you in the throat now.
So one of the guys says he doesn't date independent women or doesn't like them because the attitude they have. Because you're independent, he felt like you have this attitude, this aura, this air about yourself. You better. That makes sense?
Okay.
I'm just saying.
I gotta know for that. Go ahead.
Yeah. So I remember him saying that, and that's the conversation we had. And I'm like, ain't no arrogance, but that's me. I don't have one because I don't think, anyway. Other thing I wrote down was they feel like what they bring will never be enough. Okay. Mm-hmm. If you are dating someone who's independent, I mean, you should be independent as well, but independent woman, if you can't throw money at her, you can't do the things you used to do with her, you don't feel like you fit. You don't have that purpose. But again, it might be those words you said earlier, Elgin. I won't repeat those.
She got to like you for real. You can't just...
Yeah, but it's the idea that you see independence as a problem. You see independence as competition. You see independence as, something to avoid. It's like, in reality, I would be like, yeah, I don't gotta babysit you. I don't gotta micromanage you. Like you know what you're doing. Like we on level playing fields here. But listen, I'm not a man, so I don't know. For me personally, that's why I can't date bums no more. Because I need you where I'm at. Now I'm not saying a man who's coming up, right? If he's got a vision, he's got a purpose, and he's moving towards that, that's not a bum. That's someone who owns a purpose. I'm okay with that because I see progress. But somebody who's not trying to do nothing, who's comfortable with you paying everything, and just
watching you struggle every fucking day.
I'm not your mama. I don't love you like she do.
Period. Say it again. You know who?
I'm not your mama.
Period.
So all that stuff is old. Now I don't mind catering to my man, but it's different. Your mama didn't cater to you the way that I will.
She raised you. She had to.
Right.
I don't have to. Going right off of that, I don't have to. You said it, but one of the notes I took was, and what I've been hearing, but this is why I'm gonna give you all the reasons I've gotten why men say they don't like me. I'm mannish. I've said that before. That I'm mannish, and I'm like, what you mean by mannish? Or the way you think. My thinking is in line with yours, but because I think the same shit, and what my boy be saying, ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun. So all that shit you use and you be saying on the ladies,
run game on you.
You can't run game on me because you'll say I'm on whatever you are. And I don't mean like in a malicious way. I said on the last episode that I'm no longer treating people how they treat me. I'm treating people how they make me feel, which is different. And a lot of people like, I'm not being weird to you. This is the energy that you're giving me, so I'm giving it back to you. You don't get anything over or extra. That's not how you make me feel. You don't make me feel good, so I'm not going to be around you. I'm not going to talk to you because I don't have to if I don't want to. That's another thing. Something else I put down was the clingy. I think a lot of these people be clingy. This is a segue, but this is going to make sense. Because they want to be because they're giving all this stuff to this person, they want this person to fawn over them. They want them to be where they at all the time. Ooh. They want them to give them everything at the drop of a dime. Just give me. And I want to know honestly and for real, y'all really want somebody, even if y'all in love and in a relationship, in your skin 24/7. When are you in your skin alone? That y'all really like that for real? Y'all got to be lying. That's cap. I call cap. Y'all valedictorians of Cap University is cap. Y'all don't want these independent people. Do not want somebody in their space all the time. I want who I want in my space at a time that I designed, because chances are we have had to fit each other into each other's schedule. So I just want to focus on that person while I'm in their space. Because any other time I'm working and I don't want to stop doing what I'm doing.
Because you here.
But y'all keep acting like y'all want somebody under your, like I keep seeing TikTok. I want you to be in my skin.
I want to live in your skin. That shit just.
First of all, okay, Silence of the Lambs vibes.
You want to do what?
Silence of the Lambs vibes.
Huh? I'm an advocate for it, but that's a whole different conversation.
I'm an advocate for that if I ain't seen you in a while. If we've been busy, but every fucking day, like, I'm sorry, watch me keep my language. Every day. Like, what if I'm not in a good mood that day? What if I want to be left alone for a day and you're going to take it personal? Because first of all, independent people are used to being by themselves. So when you come into their life, they're making, I don't want to say a sacrifice. We've been saying this word a lot at work, a conversion from being everything by myself to things that I used to do by myself. Now another person is here, so I have to adjust to that. I'm not finna go full throttle clingy. I can't. It's hot, first of all. Fucking hot. I need a fan in the air on all year round. Like, it's hot. Okay. And then when I say stuff like that, another thing a man is telling me is, well, I like my girl to be affectionate. I am affectionate, but if I don't like you,
I'm not doing that shit.
You think just because you provide all this stuff and give all this stuff, I'm not a prostitute. So you don't give me something and then, you get better behavior from me. Because I wrote down the control. I can't be controlled because I'm an independent woman. You can't lord anything over me or hold anything over my head. Oh, I'm not going to talk to you today. You need to act right. See, okay. Make me act right with some shit I will say back. And that shouldn't make you mad. If I say it to the right man, make me act right. The wrong type of man will get offended. The right type of man will make a nigga act right. And I'm not even going to explain that to you because if you know, you know. If you don't, I feel sorry for you. What else did I write to him? Somebody called me arrogant. Mm-hmm. I talked a lot about on my show about my self-confidence and how it's grown and my view of myself has changed. It was okay when I didn't think highly of myself. Because when you don't think highly of yourself, you're easily manipulated. Because somebody, a man or somebody who has a lot of money, like, oh, she don't really like herself for real. I can just do the least amount and keep her around. When I think she's finna leave, I'll do a little bit more because they will make you feel like, oh, don't nobody like you but me. We don't feel like that anymore. My mood now is, bitch, I know somebody who like it, period, at all times.
Roster ain't empty, bitch.
That's not working over here. You don't have to like it because somebody else like it. And I don't. My feelings, you're not hurting my feelings because I don't like you anyway.
Correct.
It's another thing I seen on TikTok where the dude commented on a girl's page. You can say, I spent $100 at dinner and she didn't have sex with me. If you broke, just say that. If you knew she was the type of woman who expected $100 dinners, you should be able to afford $100 dinners. All of us ain't like that. But that don't mean you guaranteed to get no pussy because, again, not a prostitute. And it's how bold of you, the audacity, the unmitigated gall. You got all 6 audacity stones to think that after the first date, because you spent some money, you was gonna get some pussy. You thought you was a prospect for some pussy already. You think highly of yourself, so sometimes it ain't the woman's.
In some people's defense, now.
Nope.
Niggas done spent less money.
Yes.
And got the pussy. Okay.
Yep,
so
but that's a different type of woman.
That ain't nobody's fault in my eyes, but
that woman.
The woman.
But don't go to every
a lot of women out here
that
did 2 for $20. Jealous. That's what they say. 2 for $20 in the pussy.
And last 2 minutes. You know what? Next. There's 2s all around. Go ahead and
hey, that's what they say, man. They say that
it could be somewhere expensive like Olive Garden.
Oh yeah, real expensive. I'm going broke over here just thinking about it.
Somebody said that, and I was just like, but I can afford Olive Garden on my own. It's Olive Garden. I like seafood boils. They're not really cheap. I had a problem. I had a problem for a little while. Was out that bitch every week. Every week.
Let's talk about seafood, okay? Because some people don't like seafood at all.
Man, listen. Speaking of that, I'm going to bring that right in. Gloria posted something on her Facebook that said, I want y'all to love me or adore, love me and want me like y'all be wanting these seafood boils. A man who's fond of her, who she been turned down, proceeded to reply, I don't even like seafood like that. So you're a man who couldn't get this independent woman. So now you butt her and you're going to keep posting on this shit. See, the way to get an independent woman after she turns you down, first of all, stop because she turned you down. Second of all, trying to insult her or come for her, you trying to prove you a man to this independent woman. That's where I was going with that. This ain't a competition, boo. You got the penis. We know. UP standing up. We know. I don't want one of those. Okay? But if I don't want yours, find somebody who want it. Like, now it's these hoes act like they don't need nobody. No, she didn't like you. Because somebody don't like you or reject you, now it's everybody. Now it's everybody. All these independent women. And that's why you'll always be single. Also, to an independent woman, not a fucking threat. It's not a threat. It's I promise you it's not a threat.
Ain't nobody scared.
I've been single.
Baby, we ain't scared. You gonna be alone.
I was with the same person every day for 10 years. Being single ain't a threat. It's not a threat. You're gonna be old when you have kids. Also not a threat. Not a threat. None of that's a threat. But yeah, the competition thing, like this isn't a competition, sir. I don't want to be the man with you. And I think a lot of men don't like independent women because they feel like, oh, she trying to be the man now. She trying to be, bro. When you was trying to get at shorty, right? You knew what kind of woman she was, right? Before you came over here, right? Yeah. So you thought she was gonna automatically turn into Susie Homemaker because you got bread too.
Yep.
And again, nothing against homemakers, but I would lose my fucking mind. I literally would. I have to do something. I have to go somewhere. These are your kids for the day. Something else besides these children and you all day. I got to do something else outside of this. And I think a lot of men don't like independent women because their personality is very much there. And they see it as aggression. I'm not aggressive because I won't put up with your bullshit. I just want to accept certain shit. You mad at me because you blaming that on my independence. Find somebody who will put up with that shit. It just ain't gonna be me though. So just find somebody who like it. Find somebody on your level.
Period. Like I'm gonna do.
You trying to swim and they only climb trees over here. Ain't even no water over here. What we doing? Stay in your lane. Stay where you belong. Stay in your area. You're out of your area.
Say, oh no, look at you. Somewhere you don't belong.
You're lost, ain't it? You need a compass.
Oh, you lost.
Let me get you back where you're supposed to be. I can escort you. Also, the second post, second half of the show. I know this probably gonna hurt some women's feelings. Also, from Run His Pocket says it is a lot of women date bums because of control. It's easy to control someone who has nothing. Lastly, most of them are used to men leaving, so they think a bum will not leave because the woman has all the money and control. Elgin. Let's hear this. Let's hear this.
I think that, it's a lot there, I think that me personally, even if a man sometimes isn't a bum, he could still be controlled in the sense of what he's talking about. I think that, the whole control and leader thing is a pull and tug, because a lot of times women have not seen a man successfully lead in a relationship. So they feel like that if they want the relationship to go where they want it to go, or to go in a positive direction, that they have to be the leader. So that's where that stems from. And I think that a lot of times they've seen these relationships be more successful in that way with a man that is considered a bum, or is less than, or doesn't technically have have his finances in order, or have, a set career, or whatever the case may be, which one may deem him, less than or a bum. So I think that's a lot of times where it stems from. It's just them not having that firm example and creating in their head that I have to lead in order to get what I want, in order to get what I feel like I need or deserve. So it just goes back to the whole, power struggle thing and structure in my eyes.
Glow.
Okay. I'm sorry, I missed the question.
Question. So I read the post, the second post from that, the one that I sent you, and it said a lot of women date bums because of control. It's easy to control someone who has nothing. Lastly, most of them are used to men leaving, so they think a bum will not leave because the woman has all the money and control.
So for sure. Okay, I remember that post now. It's so funny because think about the opposite way, right? When a woman has to have money, or the guy says she's a gold digger, right? So she's gonna be with me because she don't got nothing, right? Or when the man has a woman and she decides she wants to work all of a sudden, and he like, what you gonna use your money for? If you're not splitting half the bills, you're not splitting half the bills, and what you doing here? So it's funny how the roles reverse, right? Where the woman has the control, where normally you would think the man does, right? The person with all the money. I guess that makes more sense. Woman with all the money. But the control thing, I feel like can go either way though. You living with me, so you got to do what I say, right? Or I'm paying your bills, so you got to do as I say. I don't know. It's crazy. That's why I can't. I don't like being in control. Yeah, I don't want no pet neither. Like even my future children, I feel like I don't want to control them. So I'm not going to control my partner. Like that doesn't make sense to me. If I want to control something, get an animal.
Whatever you like. No, nigga, no.
No, or even what do I say? Like that's not me. I'm not that person. And I don't want to reverse either. There's a way you can tell me what to do.
Like,
but you gotta be able to tell
Jill
me.
Scott said,
if you can tell me what to do, then you can tell me what to do. But if you can't,
don't tell me what to do.
Pipe down. I don't care if you are paying all the meals.
Pipe down.
Because paying the bills, like we say, is not equal to being the leader. You just got more money than me. That don't mean you lead nothing around here.
You just want me to get accustomed to this lifestyle, so I won't go nowhere.
Yeah, that don't. Again.
No, because I'll fuck around and boss up and then make more money than you in a year, and now you like, oh, what happened? I'm that bitch. Is what happened, sir. You.
So we multipliers around here. We make things
That's
happen.
why I always tell you or say on here, I don't ever block nobody or delete nobody after the fact. No, I want you to see me shining. I want it to make your fucking stomach hurt. Period. Be sick about it, ho. To that, I want to talk about like the tug of war. Like it's a tug of war. Everybody trying to be the one in power. Everybody trying to be the one. I want to be the one in control. I want to be the one in control. While y'all fighting over who's in control, who loving who? Do anybody even love anybody in this equation? Have y'all held hands? Have y'all talked? Have that conversation? You know what I'm saying? How's the intimacy? Not sex, the intimacy. How's the vulnerability? Okay. How's the chemistry? Do you think each other is funny? Because y'all fighting back and forth over who is going to be in control of what, but you don't even have control over your emotions. Okay. You want control of this household. Okay. You don't even have control over your emotions. You don't have control of your mental health, but you want to be in control of the house. I think a common mistake women make, and I think I've seen every woman in my life try to do this at least once, is women think that they can teach a man how to lead them. You can't, sis. That's not, you can't teach that man how to lead you. Because you're still the lead, you're still the one leading in that situation. You just like, I just picture a carrot in front of somebody and they just following the carrot. They're just following the steps. You can't teach that man how to lead you. That is a quality that he already has to have. Speaking of that, segue real quick. It's going to be an episode coming out soon where we're going to talk about why we love Black men so much. The real leaders, the real Black kings. Black men appreciation episode. And one of the things is you're already naturally a leader. I don't have to teach you how to be a leader. I don't want to do that. I can bring like Elder Tim some extra value or something to your life, but I don't want to teach you how to lead me. That's stupid.
Not to mention, we might lead differently.
I'm taking away you learning about yourself. I'm taking away from you being a better person and your improvement, because what I'm just putting on you is my ideals of what a leader is. So that's not sexy either, because you don't even know who you are. Like, I'm not finna figure this shit out for the both of us. I'm already working on me. We can work on ourselves together, but I'm not working on you. I'm not doing that. Bitch, this is not Bob the Builder. Okay? This is not a repair shop. This ain't like GTA San Andreas when a car tow up and you can just drive in and drive back out and it's looking nice. That's not what this is. That's not what we're doing over here. Not me, not she, not her. We're not doing that. That's ghetto. 1 star. Would not recommend. I'm not doing that shit. Out of there. No. Not at all. Not in any way, shape, or form. Never. Not today. Not tomorrow. Not the day after. Not next week, next month, next year. Not in the next millennia. Not in light years from now. Are we doing that? Just if y'all wasn't clear, I meant never. Y'all got okay. Next question. We're gonna ask Elgin first.
The look on your face.
I wrote these questions, but every time I write them and I look back, I'm like, ooh. Do you think that some women are too independent? And do you think there's a such thing as too independent?
I think that when a woman gets to the point to where she feels that she truly cannot benefit from a solid man being by her side, I think that's when there gets to be like, okay, you're like extremely out in left field, and you don't really, there's no hope for you almost. Because I think everybody needs somebody. It goes back to what I was saying. You got to figure out where you fit in somebody's life. So I think when a woman says like, I mean, a lot of times you may hear somebody say like, "Oh, I don't need a man." I think that may be true. You don't need a man, but you have to also understand that you still desire a man to be by your side, and you have to understand and remember that the right man will add value to your life. You may not need a man for per se, to take care of you or whatever the case may be. Even you have some women now talking about, they don't even need a man to come, and I'm just like, all right, cool. These toys looking good, but what happens after you come? Since you just so,
Ain't no aftercare at all.
hypersexualized, and you got these toys. Okay, so what happens after that? What happens before that? What happens 2 days from now? So
You don't even need
I just think that,
that's terrible.
That's just kind of where it's at for me. I think that there's always something that you can benefit from having someone solid beside you.
Yes. Yeah. Gloria.
So, I feel like too much of anything can be a problem, right? Too much of anything. So, is such thing as too independent? Sure, but if you're an independent woman who don't need no man, that's nobody's business. I'm tired of hearing about it. Okay.
Wait a minute. Say it again.
Tired of hearing about it. Like it's no one's business.
Since we don't care.
We don't care, and you look crazy to keep say that. I'm independent. I got my. We know you do, sweetheart. We know you do, and it's fine if you like it. I love it. But for everybody else, I would like a man. I desire a man. I desire the right one.
Period.
Okay, need, want, whatever you want to say it. But it's fine if you don't want one. Same with the men who want to know what the woman brings to the table. That's your business, my guy. You can ask, but don't ask it out loud. It doesn't make a difference. If you ask every woman what they bring, what will knowing that do for you? Nothing. Same thing as woman who's independent. That's your business, ma. Do you, boo? Carry on. Because it's not
cookie, bitch. Like
right. I mean, like you say, some of us have no choice. So I do wonder if some of the women who are adamant, I'm independent, I got this, do they really deep down desire a man?
Maybe.
Are they really saying I'm doing it, but I wish I didn't have to? Right? They're saying it so loud and proud, hoping somebody will like, boo, I got you, right? But you're not gonna get it that way. We looking at you crazy because you're doing too much.
I got notes. And I apologize to the toes and feet I'm about to massacre. First thing, the too independent. Yes, I think it's a such thing as too independent. Like Glow said, some women can be so independent. It's like they hate men, that they just hate men. Like you don't even realize the vibe you give up. I say this about men all the time. A lot of men, a lot of shit that been saying lately or that's been viral lately. It's like y'all don't like women. Fuck your bro. Because everything about a woman you hate, fuck your bro then. Fuck that nigga. Like and leave, just leave the women out of it. And a lot of women, they're so it's not a badge of honor. So you telling me right now that you would rather pay all these bills by yourself for the rest of your life?
If I avoid dealing with a bum, yes.
See,
I don't think it's even about the bills sometimes. That's why I feel like I take the route that I take, because I think like if you manage your life well enough, your bills don't bother you at a certain point. Once you get to making a certain amount of money and you understand money and where it goes and how it flows, bills don't even bother you. It's really about the other side of life,
peace
outside of bills.
You're right. Bills shouldn't be the problem, but that's the constant conversation. Right.
That's why I use that example, because they keep bringing that up. I'm like, okay, but
the money.
It's not a badge of honor, ma'am. You would have to do that regardless. Like,
yeah.
But like you, this, and like I said, a lot of them be overdoing it. They need to make a whole speech and a whole dissertation and whole Facebook rants and put it in their stories and on their Instagram about how much they don't need a man. Who asked y'all? Did anybody ask you? Like, what provoked you to tell everybody why you don't need a man? Somebody asks you every day why you don't have a man? I don't believe you, sis. I don't believe that. Cap. That's cap. I don't believe that. Then nobody asks you every day why you ain't got no man. Don't nobody care. Don't nobody care. Another thing is the two independent women I noticed, or you always find out, they sad in real life. Them hoes miserable. They're miserable. They're sad in real life. It's the point they got to prove to everybody. You probably going home at night crying into the pillow. You buying one of them body pillows with the arm on it so it can hug you. But you get on Facebook the next day, and because you're lonely and don't want to admit you lonely, you say all this shit to convince yourself that you don't need no man. But bitch, if you lonely, you lonely. Ain't nothing wrong being lonely. Get unlonely. Just don't get no bum and be unlonely with that nigga. But don't act like you don't want to hug sometimes. Like, stop it. You so independent, bitch, you don't even like affection. So you mean tell me you don't want no strong man to just get you to, like, you don't want none of that? You don't want none of that. And it was something I was gonna say earlier to something Elgin said about independent women don't want money. As an independent woman, I've said this before. I don't know if I said this to y'all, but I was having a conversation with somebody who was interested in me. What you want from me? I can give you everything you want. And the answer I gave shocked this person. This is one of the reasons why we don't talk now. My answer was, I want the most expensive thing you got. Automatically, he thought I was talking about money. I'm like, no, I don't want that. I don't want that. That's not what I want. Well, what's the most expensive thing I got? Time. Time. That's the most expensive thing anybody has. Time. I want time. Make a space out in your life for a time to do this. Time, and then there'll be effort with the time. So if you actually make the space and make some time for me, and I know you're an independent person, and I'm an independent person, and you actually do that, that means more to me than you buying me something. Because it's effort, it's consideration, it's compassion. It lets me know that you want to see me with some time, nigga, time. Ain't no price on that. You can't get that shit back once it's gone. Ain't no refund on time. Time. But, ladies and gentlemen, we got one more question, and then we out of here. The last question, if I get back to it. I'm going to ask Elgin again because I'm going to ask Elgin first again. What are some pros and cons of dating an independent woman? You still muted.
Pros and cons. Some pros would be you gotta take care of mother. So I guess that's a pro. You ain't gotta financially carry somebody. Another pro would be most of the time when women are that way, they have a balanced mind in the sense of they value a lot of things that make life more enjoyable, like going on vacation and making time to have fun, and because they're so busy all the time, so they need balance in their life. So that would be another pro. Another pro to dating a woman that's independent. If she's of a certain caliber, she's gonna make it her goal and mission in life to get you to the level that she's at if you're not there.
Come on.
So that would be another pro in some cases. A con would be, in my eyes, is only if she doesn't understand what else she needs outside of life, so that it allows you to be able to provide support for those other areas. That would be a con for me. Another con I would say would be, I don't know, that would probably be it. Like if she just don't know what else she needs, or there's no other way that you can fit into her life because she just sees everything is so perfect. That would be the only other con for me. I mean, I don't really see much negative about dating a independent woman.
That's because you're not a whole ass nigga.
Yeah, I don't see much negative about it, just because there's so much that people need that doesn't equal money. Like you said, time, and like I said back in the beginning, it's really, time, attention, and love when you're dealing with someone like that. So that would be it for me.
Glow, I'm gonna go last.
All right. I mean, I agree with Elgin's points too. I said the pro would be they understand the grind, the hustle. Y'all both independent. Y'all both doing your thing. They understand where you're coming from. Got a friend right now who said, "I know you." He knows that I know what it's like to be busy. It's like we understand because we're both doing so many things. So it's good to be seen. So as an independent woman, dating someone positive could be like, you understand. You're not going to be whining. You don't have time for me. You're always busy, because she's busy too. She don't got time to worry about you. I put down she's the gold digger, and just not necessarily just the money, but the idea that the benefits that come with it, right? Someone who is on their grind, know what they're doing, and you're just kind of dragging my coattails. You with me, but an independent woman, she don't need to be up under you. She knows what she's doing. A con, I said maybe she's not as available, right? She's doing her thing. She's independent. How she's independent? She's got to work for it. She's got to do what she got to do to put it into place. So the con could be she's not available as much as you want her to be. Also put down no balance.
That ain't no con, nigga. You just need a plan.
Did you hear me say could be?
Could be.
Listen, I'm independent.
I'm gonna correct that ass every time. That ain't no con. That mean, nigga, you can't call her at 8 and talking about let's go catch a movie at 9:30. No, nigga, try 2-3 days ahead, maybe.
Because listen, let me tell you something. I abhor.
I was just thinking like maybe we could. No, nigga. No.
Think about that shit 2 days in advance, because you're gonna ask me and I'm gonna say no because I got something planned. Then you're gonna have an attitude.
Right now you mad at me.
I don't publish all my plans. For all intents and purposes, I don't do shit all day. You can think that, but you don't need to know what I'm doing at every second. Like, don't just assume either. Yeah. Anyway, go ahead, Glow.
Yeah, the last one I just said, no balance, so it's like, you don't know when to cut it off, and not necessarily cut it off, but maybe, dial back a little bit. Cause like Elgin said about vacations, or just having that space to do you, like codependency, right? Or even just sharing the spotlight. If you're so used to being independent, do you know how to share?
I just want to spoil somebody's motherfucking son, but people are retarded.
I can't listen. I'll take all my shit back. Give me my damn phone. Just when I thought I had the one, give them back. Bitch.
Every time you say give me my shit back, put it all in the bag. Put it in the bag.
Put it in the bag. No, that piece too.
Mm-hmm. All them songs I introduced you to, I'm all this shit. Don't you bop to nothing. You ain't even know who that was. Anyway, for the pros, for me, I put, like y'all both said, well, Gloria said, more understanding of your schedule. And I think people think because we're all three of us are busy people, that when I have a free moment, don't necessarily assume I want to do something in the free moment. And another person who's busy might know that. I have a hard time resting. So just to get out of the resting that I should be doing, I will allow myself to do stuff. But another person who was independent like me would recognize and be able to tell me, hey, I know you're tired because I know what tired look like. Sit down somewhere. Versus another person trying to tell me that, and you don't know nothing about what I do all day. Of course, you got energy. You didn't do shit today. You know what I'm saying? So, another pro is, I said, motivating. Like, it's something about being an independent person or a boss, as I call myself, dealing with another boss. Now I'm inspired. Now I want to work even, you know what I'm saying? I want to work even harder. But it's like a pro and a con. But if you with somebody who's not used to that, they be like, oh, you working some more? You looking at right now, I'm thinking about the long term. If I work more right now, then when I get to this point, we ain't got to do shit. We don't got to do shit. If we just let me get it together right now, so right here, then we can just up and do shit at the drop of a dime. Because we don't have shit to do but spend money or take trips. Then we can do that. Mm-hmm. The fact that the two independent people together or being with an independent woman, you're going to want to build with her. Like you're going to want to, like, you know what? Your stuff with my stuff, this will be lit. Because it's a lot of resentment that can come up if I'm the only one trying to build something and you're not trying to do anything. Because at a certain point, I'm going to outgrow you. And then you're going to be mad and you're going to want me to come get you, and I'm not. I will encourage you to grow with me, but I can't make you. Some cons I have is some women, I will put this on the two independent women, they're not open. They don't want to be open. They don't want to be vulnerable. They don't want to be, how am I going to say this? I don't want to say feminine because it's not like I'm attacking femininity. It's just, I feel like sometimes, they're not going to like this. Sometimes some women can be so independent that they forget they're a woman in general. Like, you don't, and I don't mean like cooking and cleaning type of woman. I'm like, you don't have any femininity in your body at all anymore. You one of the niggas. You just, like, you don't desire to be, like, you look down on people who are feminine. You make it seem like just because you're an independent woman, like I'm independent and feminine at the same time. I don't take shit, but I'm a lady still. Like, you're never not going to think I'm not a lady. Another one is some women it's a con to some independent women. They're really closed off. They're independent women, but they're not open-minded. Their focus is just, I'm going to stay independent. Like Gloria said, it's like they wear like a badge. I'm independent, but
they don't be fun.
There you go.
You don't know how to have fun.
You can't laugh. You act like if you laugh, it's gonna hurt. Like,
yeah,
bitch, let that laugh out before you die. Like, you giggle or something. You're a robot.
Can't let the hair down. Have a drink.
You're a robot. Because that's one of the things they didn't think I was fun, or they told me I had the social life of a rich white woman because I like the stuff I like to do. You just don't think what I think is fun. That's fine. That's fine, but don't be like I'm not fun because you don't like it. Because I get ratchet too, but that's not an everyday lifestyle. Bitch, I'm 34. I'm about to be 35. I have 35-year-old knees. When I get out of the bed, I gotta stretch slowly because if you stretch too hard, you might pull a muscle.
Good night.
Listen.
Good night.
Can't do that. Can't sit down too long. Can't stand up too long. Like, no. I will fall asleep. I finally reached the age where I fall asleep sitting up. Fall asleep in the middle of typing a message. Fall asleep, didn't know you were sleeping, and wake up in the middle of the night confused and bewildered. I'm that age. My last one for that is a lot of them women who are too independent are not emotionally intelligent. They can't read the room. Everything is real cut and dry. You don't notice when this person is sad. You don't know when this person is sad, happy. You're not even paying attention to your partner for real because you're so independent. You're such a workaholic. Then it's 3 weeks later. You know what? I ain't talked to them. We ain't had a real conversation in 3 weeks. It took you 3 weeks to realize y'all ain't spoke like at all. Like they have no, what is the word I'm looking for? Awareness of anything outside of themselves. So that's the pros and cons of that. Now we're finna wrap this up. And y'all know what that means. It means last words. Ain't enough people on here to do itchy ice cream. I'm gonna pick in my head right now. Glow. Minute and a half or less. Last words.
You gonna time me?
What you want to leave with these people? I'm tipsy. Ain't timing nothing. Sometimes my eyes to stay open.
No, that part. I just want to say, I thought about it. So this conversation today really brought to the forefront that independent can mean different things, right? Mm-hmm. Independent from a relationship, independent financially, independent emotionally, mentally, right? So I want to leave with the people. If you want to be independent, be independent. Mm-hmm. If you don't, then don't.
For me though.
I want you to keep it to yourself.
No,
keep it to yourself, but like your mask, keep it on. Keep COVID to yourself. I don't want it. Sorry. Nothing's wrong with being independent. Nothing's wrong with not being independent or having to be independent. I just feel like figure out if that works for you. If it does, fine. If it doesn't, adjust. But don't complain about having to do it yourself. Don't complain about being too independent for these men out here. You not though. You're choosing to be how you are. But like Elgin said, there's a man out here who wants you. But do you want him? Because you just talk and you talk. So yeah, if you that way, be that way. If you're not, don't. That's you.
Elgin, it's your turn.
Okay. So, I say for the women that are, independent, financially stable, whatever you want to call it, know what you need outside of that. That's what's going to get you the right man. When you don't know what you need outside of that, then you're lost inside of your own self, and you can't allow a man to enter and bring value, like I was speaking about earlier. And for the gentleman,
preach? It's a word. Okay, never mind.
And for the gentlemen that are the same way, because there's some niggas that's independent. This I can get a maid, I can get a dad, I can get a this. You know what I'm saying? That's cool, bro. You know what I'm saying? I understand. Like I get it. But at the same time, I would say the same thing, know what you desire from a woman and understand it to the level to where you can pick up on if that woman can give you that, and stop wasting time with women that can't. So for me, that's what the two things I would leave is just no matter where you're at in your level of independence, know what you need, be able to identify it, and allow it to come into your life. And if that ain't it, be able to push it away when it's not.
Okay, there we go. What y'all not gonna do is come on here and preach. I'm gonna take some of both what both of y'all said. One, keep it to yourself. Like you don't have to need to shout it out with a bullhorn. Like, okay, good for you. Do you want a teddy bear? Do you want a cookie? Like, do you want a badge? Like, what you want us to do? I'm an independent woman, but I don't say that every 10 seconds, every day. I don't, because I want a man eventually. But I want time because I'm going to give you some of mine, and I know my shit costs. That's why I asked for that. Don't be so independent that you forget to develop yourself and a personality. Because y'all independent, but like I said, y'all not fun. What are you working so hard for? What are you going to do when you finally reach the point that you want to reach? Then what? Then what? You got somebody to talk about your day with? Okay. Got somebody who understands why you're frustrated at this, that, and the third? Okay, you don't? You were so happy to be independent that you forgot about actually being happy. So it's okay to be independent. It's okay to want to work and build your brand and build yourself. But like Elgin said, if you don't know what else you need, what are you even doing it for? What is the goal? The goal, you're independent because not I'm just independent. Like it's a reason why. Find out what that reason is. What you trying to do? If you don't know none of that, leave people alone. Leave them the hell alone. I say this all the time. You could have just left me the fuck alone. Leave them alone. Just leave them. Just leaving them alone. Leave them alone. But again, y'all, this has been Queen's Realm Podcast. I thank my special guest for being here, Mr. Rico Suave. Special guest making a special appearance. Him ain't even in the country. We're honored. He all the way in the Punta Cana, Dominican Republic. Okay? You understand me? Gloria ain't even in town herself. She ain't that far away. But I appreciate y'all. And I thank y'all. And thank y'all so much for being here and watching my show and listening. Auf Wiedersehen. Guten Tag. Good night. Like, comment, subscribe. Go ahead to that. Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Opencast, anywhere that they have podcasts. You can Googlecast. You can listen to me. And y'all like listening to me. You know you do. I got impressions all the way in Germany. So guten Tag. You understand me? But anyway, good night, y'all.